Murli Notes, 2nd February 2023. The first word of Indian spirituality is Om. Pundits and scholars give you complex interpretations and tell you it means God, and it is the sacred sound that corresponds to the omnipresence of God. One must discern truth from falsehood, the real from the unreal. The One Father is called the Truth because he tells you the truth. He speaks at the time of the rule of falsehood. Falsehood refers to materialism. All religions have become materialistic. They take symbolic references to be literal. They deviate people away from their own souls and from God. They force people into body consciousness. God tells you such truths that you become golden. All the alloy of falsehood is burned out of the soul by the fire of yoga and extracted by spinning the cycle of time and by studying the accurate knowledge of the philosophy of karma. Maya causes untruth. Maya refers to sense perception. Those who interpret sense perceptions as truth are deluded. Truth applies to that which is indefinitely durable. Only non-material individual entities can remain indefinitely durable. All material objects constantly change and lose their individual integrity. Air, earth, fire, water, and ether are the elements that make up all material things. The soul is not made of the elements of matter. God is not made of the elements of matter, nor is God present within the elements of matter. The power of nature is not the same as the power of God. Baba used the term incarnation of Maya, meaning that at the end of the Silver Age, when the soul has lost half its spiritual potency, it is invaded by the consciousness of matter. It comes completely under the influence of sense perception and is unable to restore itself to its former spiritual capacity. From then on, religion is the mechanism whereby souls attempt to restore themselves to their former purity and spiritual potency. However, it is ineffective. The quality of religion and religious practice deteriorates from the beginning onwards, and when it reaches a state of complete corruption, it dies. God comes to earth to preside over the death of all religions. He fills souls with spiritual purity and teaches truth about the soul, the Supreme Soul, time, and the philosophy of karma. Everything returns to the original condition. Such is the game. Religious authorities function on the basis of sense perception. The intellect is unable to discern spirituality, and therefore they teach falsehood to their followers. It is very difficult to extract oneself from this mentality and operate from the perspective of soul consciousness. God teaches this, therefore one must patiently study and practice. The magnetic power of materialism is extremely powerful, and one must work to disengage from it in one's thinking and use of logic. This is an intellectual matter. It cannot be done through intuition or feeling. This belief in intuition and feeling is the basis of erroneous religious thinking. This is the basis of the concept of omnipresence of God. It is not useful for a Raj yogi. When the soul is impure and body conscious, then intuition and feeling is linked to materialism and not to spirituality. Consequently, any conclusions drawn from such experiences are false. This is the foundation of Asrimat, which is translated usually as devilish directions. However, it is meaningless and misleading to translate this word as devilish directions. It would be better to consider this word as Asrimat. Anytime you put the prefix A on a Hindi word, it becomes the opposite. So Asrimat means opposed to Srimat, the teachings of God. Shrimat refers to truth, and Ashrimat refers to false or erroneous concepts. There are many different theories and concepts that have arisen from materialism, all of which are opposed to what God defines as truth. There are as many false concepts as there are gurus. The only being who can tell you truth is God. You are aware that by following the definitions of truth that God gives, you are becoming pure. The purest of all is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who dwells in the highest region of Nirvana. Religious people remember God, and they remember the word Shrimat, but their understanding of Shrimat is in fact Ashrimat. Scriptures were written by people in body consciousness and continued to be interpreted by other people in body consciousness. Consequently, their concepts are in fact Ashrimat, even though they believe them to be Shrimat. Due to this, religions are declining in purity and becoming corrupt. This is inevitable. Om Shanti.